So, I want to talk about morning sickness and how people suffering with emetophobia will view the possibility of becoming pregnant, whilst in one regard as amazing and something that they absolutely, would dearly love to happen, whilst also at the same time that filling them with absolute dread and fear. Because for an emetophobe, there's that immediate association with their phobia and their fear of being ill. And of course, when people talk about pregnancy, they talk about the different terms, different trimesters, and at which stage, how did you feel at this and how are you feeling there? And were you really poorly? Did you suffer that badly with morning sickness throughout? And so for some emetophobes, they can actually delay even the thought of becoming pregnant, delay the start of them trying to have a family, purely based upon the fact that they want to do everything they can to avoid being poorly for the next sort of 40 weeks. And that level of fear and anticipation and the not knowing and the uncertainty and the ifs, buts, what ifs, in some cases can actually stop women from choosing to pursue motherhood and sort of even seeing if they are fortunate enough to to fall pregnant. And when you sort of take a step back and just think of the enormity of that and think, wow, what a life-changing sort of outcome. I won't say decision, because decision in part implies choice, but of course, if you're suffering with emetophobia, then the choice doesn't appear to be there. It doesn't feel like it's there because the phobia is so intense, and the fear and dread around possibly being sick for several months is just too much to bear, too much to contemplate. But it's just often a side of emetophobia that isn't really considered, isn't particularly talked about. And so I wanted to just, sort of share some insight there. I have had many clients that have discussed that and have sort of said, well, actually, I did put off starting a family for a very long time because of that. And then you have the other side, of course, where perhaps a pregnancy is unplanned, unexpected, and then it brings with it, for an emetophobe, then the sort of the situation is there, it's upon them, and it's like, okay, now if I continue with this pregnancy, then obviously I'm going to have to face my biggest fear. So it's something that really can have a huge impact. And of course, whilst the mother to be, or potential mother to be, the emetophobe is hugely impacted, of course so is their partner, because if they are in a relationship with somebody who dearly wants to start a family and who isn't emetophobic and can't quite sort of relate to that, and they are desperately wanting to start a family and their partner is putting it off and coming up with excuses, or perhaps I have known cases where people have gone to the lengths of sort of being on birth control when they've actually said that they're not, in order to sort of put off falling pregnant just purely because of the potential of being so poorly. So quite a few things to unpack there with regards to emetophobia and starting a family. And if any of this really does resonate with you, or perhaps you find yourself in that situation at the moment, thinking about, desperately love to start a family, but actually your phobia is holding you back and preventing you from trying, then please get in touch, send me a message, click subscribe. My link is in the bio, and it would be great to have a chat and obviously talk about how you can overcome your phobia and start trying for a family.